Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All coming to you one last time from the Diamond Head and then Waikiki area where you can see lots of people out surfing and everything. Yes, I hope everyone is staying very, very warm. We will be back with you soon in the cold. Tomorrow is our flight out. Anyway, I thought you might enjoy the Aloha shirt. Santa surfing there. I'm gonna put this down and get to business. So I have three actual things to talk about. Let me just set that down there. So cool. Yeah, so I have three things to talk about today. And I'll start with the first one, which is a rather sad thing. And that is that a family friend of Misinformation's actually was killed in his Tesla last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I don't have a lot of details about this, don't even know the model. It looks like it was a white car. So, you know, white Model 3, white Model Y or something like that. And the car completely burned. It incinerated and he was ejected from the car. It happened at 2 a.m. and apparently they found him, or sometime between 2 a.m. and 7 a.m. and they found him at 7 a.m. and it was in South Georgia. So anyway, I will let you know if I find out anything else about this, any details, because of course it is very tragic and also rather surprising to hear that, number one, that the Tesla burned because that's very unusual, but number two, that he was ejected from the vehicle because that's very unusual. So we've got a couple of very unusual events that are happening there. So anyway, like I said, as I find out more information about it, I will definitely let you know. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the state of Tesla in Hawaii and in Oahu. The last time we were here because of the pandemic was 5 years ago and we went to the Big Island. We didn't go here, but I don't believe I saw a single Tesla there at the time. And now they're just commonplace. And actually we did a helicopter tour of the island yesterday. And as we were doing the helicopter tour, we were flying back in again, and there's a shipping port right next to the main airport in Honolulu, which is right down there. I can see airplanes landing at the moment. And as we were coming in as we were taking the helicopter in for the landing, we saw a bunch of Tesla. I believe they were Model Ys, because seeing them from on top, but they were being offloaded, or they had been offloaded from a ship, obviously, but they were a lot of them. There were hundreds of them on this ship, and there are certainly hundreds or thousands of them driving around the city and around the entire island. So this is really, really good to see that Tesla's made so much inroads into Hawaii. They have, if you don't know this, they have, Hawaii has very expensive gas because they have to import the gas. And what that means is that they, you know, it has to be manufactured someplace else and then shipped here. And the whole process means that it's very expensive. It's around $5 right now, which actually doesn't seem that bad anymore, but it's been like that. It's always been at least a couple of dollars more than on the mainland. And I believe in Georgia right now, it's somewhere around $2.50, so it's around double the price. So anyway, if you do come to Hawaii and you rent a car, you should probably get a Costco card because their gas prices are much cheaper. But anyway, it's really good to see that. Unfortunately, Hawaii has also very expensive electricity rates as well. So it means I was talking to some of the drivers. We actually had an Uber driver who drives a Leaf of all the crazy things. He says he can do two round trips from here to the airport and back, and then he has to charge the car up, and they have a bunch of destination chargers, but only one Tesla supercharger right now, which is near the airport over by Pearl Harbor in the airport. So there is a second one that's supposed to be opening right down there, like very shortly. We tried to rent a Tesla but could not find it. Actually, we mostly did Uber, but we rented a red Jeep yesterday to drive around the island, just because Misinformation was like, I want to rent a red Jeep and drive around Hawaii, so we did that. But anyway, it's very expensive. We drove it around the city and it cost $40 to fill it up, and it was only like a quarter of a tank used. So wow, it is crazy pricey, the gas prices around here. Which brings me to the other thing though, is that energy costs are very, very high in Hawaii, and of all the crazy things, the electricity has in the past been generated by coal. So the island has had giant shipments of coal brought in and then burned very, very dirty, you know, coal power to generate electricity. You would think with this beautiful island with all of the sun, finally the weather is much better than it has been. You know, we're back to the standard paradise in Hawaii weather. But given all that, it has generated very, very, very dirty power, And a lot of people, as we have seen around the island on their houses, have solar panels because, of course, when it costs like 50 cents a kilowatt hour to charge your vehicle around here, that's what they said at the charging stations. So it's quite pricey. It makes a lot of sense to do that, but Hawaii has made a commitment by 2045 to go completely green energy, which is solar and wind. And as it turns out, again, on our helicopter flight, and because I'm recording this the way I am, I can't really put in overlays here, but I'll make sure that the thumbnail has a picture of the Teslas in the lot waiting to be sold and distributed. And probably distributed, they're probably already sold. And then the other picture, I'll kind of split screen it, and I'll do one that shows the wind farm and solar farm. It's a very, very large one. But I wanted to actually talk about that because this actually involves Tesla. So let me go ahead and move this up just a little bit so I can read this. This is actually from June 7th, and Fred Lambert with Electric. This is the article. And he says, let's see if I can make this a little bit brighter. It's very, very, we're going to do it this way because it's very, very, very unbright. Let's see if I can turn, there we go. Okay, so this is from June of this year, and as far as I understand it, they have actually implemented the megapack at this point. They were bringing in the very last coal shipment was being brought in back in, I believe, June or July of this year. So they were bringing in the last shipment of coal for the island ever. The plan for the island is to go 100% green by 2045, and megapacks are actually a huge part of that. So there is a big giant megapack that has been putting in let's see, that's a Kapolei Energy, let's see, I'm trying to figure out what the name of the actual plant is. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and read this because actually this is really interesting. Anyway, so we flew over this. Before I start reading this, we flew over this spot. It's on the north shore of Oahu, near, where all the big breaks, all the famous breaks. Actually, we went to one of the famous breaks yesterday at Haleavai. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, but there were actually people out filming folks doing the surfing and all, and I just went surfing in Waikiki this morning, which is a whole different ball game. And my wife asked me, she's like, so would you go out there and surf this stuff? And it was a good solid 10-foot waves breaking there, and I said, not a chance in hell. So anyway, so I know my limits and I don't want to die. So anyway, it was very cool seeing that. But right near there, as we flew over in the helicopter, he flew us right over the solar and wind farm, which is really, really cool. So anyway, so this is the Electric article from back in June. Tesla megapacks are on their way to Hawaii in order to create a giant new energy storage system that is about to replace the state's last remaining coal power plant. Hawaii aims to reach 100% green energy by 2045 and already has the highest amount of solar capacity deployed per capita in the US, I assume. So wow, that's actually pretty cool. But it's a relatively low population density around here. However, in order to handle all that renewable energy, the state needs to balance it with energy storage capacity, since the sun doesn't always shine, obviously, and the wind doesn't always blow. Tesla has been deploying batteries in Hawaii for years in order to help that goal. The company works with Hawaiian Electric on giant new battery systems and on a virtual power plant using power walls. So it'll be interesting to see if and when this happens in Hawaii, if they do like in California, where they have a virtual power plant where they can, create power from people's houses. That would be really, really cool. Now Tesla megapacks are coming to Hawaii, and they will be used to retire the state's last coal power plant. That can't be soon enough. Once completed, the Kapolei Energy Storage Facility, KES, that was what I was looking for. Kapolei, I believe that's how you say it. I'm not good at pronouncing Hawaiian stuff. Will become one of the largest battery systems in the world with a capacity of 185 megawatts, 565 megawatt hours. So I assume it's 185 megawatts peak and 565 megawatt hours of storage. I assume that's what he means by that. It is a project in partnership with Plus Power and Hawaiian Electric. The former decided to use Tesla megapacks to power the system. Good call. Megapacks are Tesla's largest energy storage solution, a container-sized battery system with a capacity of up to 3 megawatts. 158 megapacks are on their way to Hawaii's Oahu to build the project. So this was back in June. I believe that they're installed at this point and operational. Not positive about that, but I think I recall that they were turned on very, very recently. The goal is to have the project operational by September of 2022. when Hawaii's last remaining coal plant, which is located just down the road from KES, is expected to be retired. So excellent, let's hope that that's actually already happened. The coal power plant is used to maintain grid frequency, something Tesla's energy storage products have proven capable of doing. And that's what KES is aiming to do, along with absorbing excess solar power during the day and discharging it during the evening. So that's really, really good. It just balances the grid out. Plus Power's lead developer, Bob Rudd, said at a groundbreaking blessing ceremony last year via Canary Media, this is a quote inside the article, "Here today on Oahu, Plus Power and Hawaiian Electric are sending a postcard from the future. I'm certain that someday we'll all look back when there are dozens of projects just like KES on the mainland and all across the world, and we'll think, we are there. Hawaii showed the world how to do it first." Plus Power says that the Tesla Megapack will act as a black start system to jumpstart the island's electric grid if things get shut down by any calamities. So that is really amazing. They're calling it the ultimate pacemaker for the grid. For Tesla, it is quite a large project with 565 megawatt hours of megapacks to deploy, but the company has deployed larger systems like the recently commissioned Moss Landing project, which I think is in California if I'm remembering correctly, which has a capacity of 730 megawatt hours and is planned for an expansion to over 1 gigawatt hour. So anyway, that is really fantastic news. This is great for Hawaii. Again, started off with kind of a tragic story, but I will let you know more about that as I find out. Hopefully Tesla is on it at this point, since they kind of have a black box inside their car, so they should be able to figure out exactly what happened. I won't go into any suppositions at this point without knowing, but it's great to see the number of Teslas on the road right now, and the fact that they that was perfect timing. And the fact that they don't make noise like that. So that's great. It's great to see the number of Teslas on the island right now and the number that are actually down there that are being ready to be distributed. And it's also an amazing news to see that there's so many solar panels around here. There's a lot of power walls on the island, and now there's a gigantic 565 megawatt hour megapack, installation that's with solar and wind that's being put into place, and it should be operational at this point. So that means that the electricity that we're using right now in our hotel room might be partially on the Tesla Megapacks, which is just amazing news. All right, so anyway, everybody please stay warm, especially in the US where it is exceptionally cold. We unfortunately will be joining you too soon. I wish we could stay a few more days until it got warmed up. In the meantime, it is, I believe, oh gosh, yeah, it's 25 degrees, so around 80 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. And everybody's out surfing and enjoying the day. And I went surfing this morning, and we went scuba diving this afternoon and had a wonderful time. And it'll be good to be back home again, but I will definitely miss it here in paradise. And if anybody's interested, I'm on the 18th floor of the Twin Fin. That's what the name of this hotel is. So if you're interested in coming out here, you can tell them that I sent you, but you won't get any discount, but you can certainly tell them that. But it is really lovely here. We've had a great time. I hope everybody has a wonderful time. I hope if you celebrate Christmas, you enjoy Christmas and have a great time. And if you celebrated Hanukkah, you had a wonderful Hanukkah. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, you have a great Kwanzaa solstice. Whatever you celebrate at this time of year, I hope you're having a good one and you're with family and enjoying it. And I will say aloha from the island. See you next time.